Welcome to Lip Gloss Lessons. Lip gloss represents a basic beauty upgrade that takes little effort but has big impact. So that's the approach we are going to take. Let's work smarter and not harder to achieve success in life and in love. I'm your host, Deanna. I'm a wife, mother of two, author, coach, and of course, love guide. My intention with this show is to showcase a variety of successful women and their unique love journeys for all of us to enjoy and learn from. Today's guest is my beautiful, amazing goddess sister, Deneise McKesey. She is so inspiring to me. Her journey is awesome. So I'm really excited about getting to share that with you. So let me go ahead and bring her on and let her tell you a little bit about herself. Hey, goddess.
Hello. Hello, Goddess Deanna. How are you?
Hello, Goddess Deneise. I'm so excited to share you with my entire Destination Deanna Love Attraction community. So I wanted to have you on because you and I have went through the journey to Goddess together. So we've gotten to know each other. We've gotten to support each other through marriage, parenting, just overall growth. So I wanted to share a little bit of that with our viewers today. Can you tell them just a little bit about you and what you're passionate about and some of the amazing work you are doing in the community?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much. It is such an honor when you approached me to be on this session. I was truly like, me? You want me to do it? Okay. And I was so excited. So thank you so much for
You're
considering
welcome.
me. Um, so Deneise McKesey, I am a mother of three. So I have two kids and I have a bonus son. I was blessed to have a bonus son. I've been married for 20 years. This
Ooh,
past August made 20 years for us. I've known my husband for 28 years. So more than half my life I've been
ooh,
with this man. Yes.
yeah.
So
That's a journey in itself. We'll have to have another
absolutely.
episode for that.
Absolutely. That's a journey in itself. Entrepreneur. I do have a background in financial services. Started out in retail banking, did mortgages for about 7 years, mortgage banking, underwriting, origination, closing, everything, approving loans. Switched over to investment banking.
Yes,
And
so I get a lot of my money tips from my goddess sis right there.
yes, I did investment banking, worked in compliance and risk management for an investment bank. And about 11 years ago, I decided to stay home and take care of my kids. I had my daughter,
Yeah.
and I left corporate America, and I do not regret it one bit. I am now a successful entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, I think people call
Yes.
it. Uh, so I have my own company, Focus Solution Services, where I provide personal finance guidance and coaching. I call myself, a money mentor. I am a certified financial educator,
Mm.
as well as I support, the regular 9 to 5ers that want to transition into the world of entrepreneurship. And kind of coach them through that because, sometimes making that transition, it could
Yeah.
be one very daunting, challenging, intimidating, everything
Yes.
overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So as we go through and I coach you, I just kind of, make it easy and relaxed. That's how my
Yes.
approach. Everything easy and relaxed. I kind
Easy
of
and relaxed.
walk
We are
you
all
through it.
about that.
Absolutely,
All
absolutely.
about that.
But I but not only do I have my own business, I support my
Yeah, I
husband.
was gonna say, please
Yes.
talk about your foundation. Yes.
Yeah. So I do, my husband has his own company as well, and I support him with his businesses as well. And we run a non-for-profit organization called Off School Grounds, a 501c3 nonprofit organization where we are really cultivating and supporting school principals, school leaders to be the best so that they can provide the best for our kids.
Yes.
Really changing that narrative. It was birthed out of the pandemic. My husband is a leadership coach for a lot of principals, and that was a tough time. Navigating that all. And, he had the vision for it. And I supported him in executing that vision. And I'm still doing so.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, talk about, the journey of a wife. It is supporting them through their
Yes.
endeavors.
Truly a helpmate. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I
Yes.
mean, as you all can hear, Deneise has a wealth of experience and knowledge, finances, leadership. So, all of that she takes on her journey. So, we're going to talk
Yeah.
a little bit more about that. So, today's lip gloss is Brave. Brave.
Brave.
Gloss is my favorite brand. So you all are going to see a lot of these. I mean, my favorite brand. So that's today's lip gloss. And we like to get started with our lip gloss lessons 7. So this is 7 questions that I ask every guest. And it's kind of like an elongated icebreaker, but it's
Okay.
really good conversational topics to like get the flow going. So first I'm going to ask, what is your signature lip gloss look? Like you have a signature
yes.
lip gloss that you know.
So I love, I'm a diehard Fenty fan.
Okay.
So Fenty Beauty, and I love the clear, just a little lip pop. That's it. I love natural, clean, and one thing about me, I'm classic clean, right?
Yup,
With a
classic.
little bit of lip liner, just to line it, and then just a regular clear gloss. That's me.
I love it. Now, number 2 is sort of my social experiment question. So I believe that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So I know you in real life. So I'm not going to go into what I know about you. I'm going to listen to how you answer this question and just tell you a little bit about yourself based on the answer. So you can give as much detail or as little detail as you want. But how do you put your lip gloss on? What is your lip gloss like?
My lip gloss regimen, again, liner first, and then I will dab and kiss.
Ooh. So, I mean, just based off of what you said, it really aligns with classic, simple, like not too much. However, I want to point out that you did have a process. So
Yes.
you're not out here willy-nilly in it. You
No.
are very classic. Let's keep it simple, but you have a plan.
That's right. That's right. You nailed it.
So see, like it's just so fun to hear everyone's like answer and how it aligns with like their personality and how they do things. So my
I
little
never
social
thought
experiment.
about it like that. I like that. Okay.
Yes. So number 3, how do you define success like in general?
I define my success on the impact that I've made, not
I
by
love
how
that.
much money I have in the bank, not by, how many things I have, but the impact that I have made in the others that are around me. I'll see the
Awesome.
fruits of my labor.
Awesome. And can you just slide over a little? It's cutting off your beautiful face.
Sure.
And I want to the other way.
This way.
My border is kind of cutting you off, so the other way.
This way?
Yes, that way. That way.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I'm
Okay.
like, wait a minute. She is serving face. They need to see all of this face. Okay. And number 4. So, what is success in love, marriage, relationships? So, specifically in that space.
Oh, wow. Success in love, marriage, and relationships. So success in love, that means that, I have a girlfriend, and every time she calls me, and I guess this goes for relationships as well. Every time she calls me, or either she sees a text by me or she's getting ready to call me, her whole demeanor changes. And I'm like, well, why are you
Mm,
so like giddy? And like, she was like, I don't know. It's just you. Like anytime that I hear your
mm,
voice or I see your face, like you just brighten me up. And I'm like, and I might have a bad day, but just knowing, again, that goes back to impact,
your
right?
impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, success in love, I am radiating the love that I give, right? And
Oh,
it's reflective in not only all of my relationships,
yeah.
but my marriage as well.
Yes, I love that. It's more like about how you're interacting and impacting others. So
Yes,
like focus. Again, everything you do is focused on others, like
yes,
impact, community service, teaching, mentoring,
absolutely.
supporting. I love it.
Absolutely.
So number 5,
Okay.
what area have you been most successful in? Career or love?
Oh my gosh. That's a challenging one.
Isn't it?
Hmm. I would say love.
Okay.
And because love is not something that you learn out of a textbook.
Yeah.
My career journey is really based off of my education and work experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nobody could teach you or show you love. Like, they
Yeah.
can show you, but you have your own way of
Yeah.
displaying it, showing it, all the love actions.
Yeah.
Um, it's really a learn, like you have to embody that, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think
Absolutely.
that I have been most successful because that was the most challenging thing to navigate, learning how to love different people in
Yes.
spite of, learning
Mm-hmm.
to have unconditional love.
That's right. Right.
So, and
You're not getting that in a textbook.
exactly, you're not getting that. And even, mommy and daddy, they try to teach you and by, in their actions. But there's so many different personalities
So,
out in the world that
yeah.
you have to navigate and learn how to love in spite of.
Yeah. And I think love is like one of those things where you have to learn by doing. It's like
Mhm.
parenting. Like everyone can give you all the tips, you can read all the books, but until you're actually doing it,
Doing
you're
it.
like it's like on
Mhm.
the job training. Like
Exactly. It never ends
so
and it never stops. Like
that's
you're
right.
always,
So
yes.
my follow-up to this, right,
Okay.
is so what are the keys to your success in that area? You said love. So what do you
Yeah.
think has helped you to be more successful in that area?
Um, Patience, compassion,
Hmm.
just putting myself in that other person's shoe,
Yeah. Yeah.
really stepping outside of myself
Hmm.
and feeling into that other person
Yeah.
in order to show them love.
Absolutely.
We don't necessarily understand, everything that someone is going through, but if we approach everything in love and understanding, then we'll be able to connect and work through everything. So,
Absolutely. I agree. And then this is the final one, and I always make it a doozy. What's
okay.
one lesson you have struggled to learn in regards to love?
One lesson. Try
Yeah,
to
that has
remember.
been a little more difficult than the others. Maybe taking
Um, okay. So one thing that I'm still learning to do is not to allow myself to match someone else's energy.
who.
To maintain my own and to stay there and not match. So when I say that, I mean someone comes at you with an
Yeah,
attitude
yeah.
or, a little sideways. My response would used to be, oh, whatever you give me, I'm gonna give it right back to you
Give it
10 times
back.
worse.
Yeah.
Right. So what you give me, you're gonna get back. My biggest struggle was that, and I'm still learning to do
Yeah.
that. So not giving others what they give me.
I love that because if we're talking about loving and we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
impact, the most
Yeah.
loving thing you can do for someone is to love them while they're unlovable. You know what I mean? So
And that's the
you
biggest struggle.
remain
Yes,
elevated while they may
absolutely.
not be able to be in that space. So that's
Absolutely. Don't allow anybody to take that crown off your head. You don't set it down for
absolutely not.
anyone. You keep that crown steady and tight and don't let it fall off.
Absolutely. So today's episode sponsor is Love Coverage, and Love Coverage is a full service coaching company that provides a membership community, premarital preparation, love attraction guidance, individual and
Love that.
couples coaching, relationship coaching. So if you are interested, we actually have a discount code for you to use. So visit destinationdiana.com and use the code LPGL15 for 15% off all products and services except the membership. So today's topic, since we have two goddesses here, we're going to talk about becoming a
Yes.
goddess.
Period.
Becoming a goddess. So, my goddess sister Deneise and I, we have the same mentor, the amazing Tasha Chen to you all, Tasha Batts in real life.
Yes. Yes.
And we have been with Tasha for years now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a journey, right? It has been a journey.
That it has.
We have invested time,
Mm-hmm.
energy, and obviously resources. Like she's a real mentor,
Mm-hmm.
no slack, right? So Deneise, what brought you to our mentor?
Oh,
What drew
wow.
you to her?
What brought me there? Oh my gosh. The place that I was in my life, I was, and I know a lot of women may connect with this, I was definitely lost.
Yeah.
Remember, I said that I had left corporate America,
Mm-hmm.
decided to be a stay-at-home mom, and was still figuring out everything. And for me, that took a lot because that was me kind of putting myself on a back burner
Yeah.
to take care of the family. And after a while, I wanted to do more, but I just didn't know how or what it was. I didn't want to go back to the 9 to 5. I still wanted to be there for my family. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
But I was also in a tough place mentally, going through a state of depression, coming out of financial hurdles and all of
Mm-hmm.
that. So I was really stuck. And I remember searching, a girlfriend of mine, she had introduced me to a 21-day abundance challenge.
Okay.
And I started on that journey. And after the 20, it really opened my soul,
Mm-hmm.
going through that journey. And I remember once the 21 days were over, I said, okay, that can't be it. There's more. Like I'm just so open right now to receive, like
Yeah.
I want more. And I prayed and I prayed. And I remember it was like 11 o'clock at night and I was scrolling through Facebook, and I'm not a huge social media person, but I happened to be scrolling through Facebook and I was looking through different groups and looking for abundance, like looking at keywords and stuff. And then I saw an ad for Tasha's. She was doing at that time, it was the 5-day money attraction challenge.
Yep.
So I
That's what brought
said,
me there too.
okay. Listen, and this was at a point where I tried everything. I was going to therapy. I was going to acupuncture. I was going to the doctor. They were putting me on antidepressants. Like, so I said, listen, I didn't try everything. Why not? What do I have to lose? It's free. So I did that. And during that 5-day challenge, I was getting unexpected money. I said, what? So then came the invitation to join the program. I did not second guess. I didn't blink an eye. Thank God I had a credit card. And I said, you know what? And I remember I called and I didn't even make a payment plan. I said, listen, put it all in. I'm all in. I am all in, because that was where I was. It was like, God, I'm fully in whatever this journey that you are, have me embark on. Like, this is how serious I am. That was the commitment for me. And that was just my level of faith, right? I knew in those first 5 days that I had gotten unexpected checks. So I said, listen, I'm going all in, knowing that this is going to multiply. So this is me investing in me. I rationalized. I said, listen, I've spent money on liposuction, tummy tuck, all of that stuff.
And everything else.
I could spend money to get my mind right.
That's right.
So that was back in September 2020.
Yeah.
I joined the Money and Profit Mastery. So I'm 3 years. I've known, and it seems so much longer to me, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah. I started the journey and I never stopped. I just kept going. Every level, I just kept going up. Until Goddess.
So let's get there. So my kind of journey began in a very, very similar fashion. I am probably the next class after you, because I did March 2021. So we were like right after each other. And we are a part of the inaugural Goddess group. So that's how we got connected. But I started the same way. I was in a really tough space and I was doing all of the things. I'm budgeting. I'm, doing all this self-help stuff. I'm reading all these books. I'm trying to journal. I'm like getting, coaching from other money mentors and just doing all this stuff. And I have been following Tasha on Facebook, and you know how I am, how I pick, how I like make little comments on people's photos. I'm talking to her like we are friends already. Like, yeah, girl, we're in Jamaica. Yeah. And I know
that was the other thing too. Yeah, because she's Jamaican and I'm also Jamaican. So I was like, oh, like this is perfect. Like I feel like she's family. Like, so it was just like an instant connection for me.
See, and I'm Jamaican in my head. So like that's the connection. I was like, yeah, like, yep, that's my people. Like I'm ready to go. And I joined with the 5-day money attraction challenge as well. And then just went straight on to the Money and Profit Mastery and never stopped. Like just kept going. So when I was at my elite retreat, that is when Tasha announced Goddess, and she didn't even really have a plan.
Yeah.
And she told us straight up, like, I don't know what this is, but I know we're ready for the next level. You guys have mastered everything, but there's more for us to do together. Like, let's just travel the world and be goddesses.
Yes.
And we're like, sign me up.
Sign me up. Yes. Because even after, after the money attraction, after the Money and Profit Mastery, they had a program. The next level was the elite. And
Yep.
I stopped there and I'm like, okay, that's it. Like what, like you have
Like
to have something else.
what's
So
left?
I was, the moment that she inboxed me and said, hey, I have another, program that, okay, where is it? Just sign me up. I didn't ask any questions. I'm there because I've been asking for it. I wanted it. So the moment
And
the opportunity presented itself.
can we talk about that part though? Because she announced it on my elite retreat.
Yes.
And she
Yes.
specifically said it was going to be 8 people because that's her number,
Mm-hmm.
and we had more than 8 people there
Yeah.
ready to sign up. You know what I
Whole
mean?
problem if I found out she had another level and didn't invite me. It would have been a whole
So
problem.
how destined was it that she's like, wait a minute,
Absolutely.
let me reach out to Deneise? And I'm like, yes, because that is like my real sister. Like, needed her in the process. Like, oh, it's been so good. So let's talk a little bit about embodiment, because
Mhm.
I feel like that was the difference between all of the other levels. Like the beginning, level was really about learning the
Mhm.
principles, kind
Yes.
of unlearning some of the stuff that maybe
Mhm.
got us unstuck, and like
Yes.
limiting beliefs and things that we needed to let go, the money
Mhm.
traumas and all of that stuff. That was that. Elite level was like really putting it into practice now, like
Yeah.
living it out.
Clarity. Yes. Getting more
Yes.
clarity. Mhm.
Way more clarity. Like, okay, this is how
Mhm.
we live now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I know these lessons. I don't got to go look them up in a book anymore. Like, I can,
Yes.
regurgitate them and everything. But
Mhm.
at the goddess level, like, it felt like a whole nother world of like, I am a new person.
Yes. Now you're it. You are it. You walk it, you breathe it, you think it, you speak it,
Yes,
everything.
you
Yes.
are it. You're right. Like
Mhm.
full on embodiment, and
Yep.
like going through it together. I felt like, man, you talk about accountability partners to a whole nother level. Like anytime one of us
Absolutely.
might be slipping back into
Mhm.
old thinking or
Yep.
things that we had evolved past, it's like, wait a second, we don't talk like that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
nope, we don't. Like, no, we don't do that.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty big investment. I'm not going to say how much, but it was a pretty big investment. It was the biggest investment I had made
Myself
in
too. Mhm.
myself and coaching.
Mhm.
So making that stretch, tell me about like your thoughts, your process, like just even getting there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I took the pretty much the same approach. Like, listen, we've gotten to this level. There's no way to, no reason to start doubting or questioning anything now.
Yeah.
The same way we went through level 1 and 2 and,
Yep.
kept going. It's just a number,
Yep. It's
right?
just a number.
So, this was the first time that I started doing a plan, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And but then I remember the day that I got to a specific, what my balance was. And I said, you know what? No, I'm paying this in full.
Yep.
Did not know where it was coming from. I remember I called and I checked. I said, you know what? Can you just let me know what the balance is? I want to pay it in full. Later that day, the money showed up.
See? And that's how we live. Like we're sharing it
Yes.
for the purposes of inspiring others. But literally this is our walk now.
Yeah.
Like literally from the moment we became goddesses, we have just totally embodied walking
Yes.
like this. Faith at a whole nother level. Our ability
Absolutely.
to just know, like, we speak it, we walk in power,
Yeah.
we walk in faith, and it comes.
Yeah.
We expect it to
Yeah.
come at this point.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
surprising to us anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, don't get it, misconstrued. Like, we still have our moments. Like, when stuff acts a little funny, we're like, okay,
Yep.
God, we're like, what's
What's
going
up?
on? But then we always know our foundation. We
Yeah.
always know what practices to go back to so that we can realign ourselves so that we are in position to receive those blessings, right? So if
Absolutely.
things aren't going the way that we anticipate, and life is gonna life, right?
Yeah.
But we have the fundamentals down pat to say, okay, I'm not gonna trip. You
Yeah.
know, God, is there something that I need to know? Is there something that I need
Mm-hmm.
to do? How do I reposition myself, or what's going on? What is the lesson in this? What is this
Absolutely.
for me? Why is this happening? This is happening for me, not to me,
Not to
right?
me.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Every
I love
experience
how
happens for me.
we have actually conditioned ourselves to see everything as lessons now.
Mhm.
So it really helps you to get unstuck.
Mhm.
Life is gonna life. Things are going to
Yes.
happen. And you gotta remember that you have been one way for so much longer
Mhm.
than you have
Mhm.
been this way. So
Yes,
those things are gonna pop up. Like the old Deanna,
absolutely.
sometimes she be like popping
Open
out,
up.
trying to pop out. And I have to
Mhm.
say, hold up, wait a second. That is
Yes.
not my existence anymore. I'm
Yep.
goddess Deanna. I'm elevated in my experience. Okay,
Yes.
what did I miss? What
Yes.
basic do I need to go back to?
Mhm.
Because sometimes you can get kind of comfortable and
Exactly. Yep. And you got to go
and
back to the
and you
basics.
got to go back to the basics. Like
Yes.
I'm back in the gym, right? And I got
Mhm.
like,
Good
I
for
got these
you.
goals. My anniversary is in a couple months, and I'm like, I need to be
Ooh,
pre-wedding weight. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like,
right.
where's my goal?
Keep it tight. Keep it tight.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, I got a good one. I'm making sure.
That's
So
right.
so I'm
Listen,
in
how
the
he met you
gym.
is how you gonna keep him.
Hello. So I'm in
Yeah.
the gym, and I'm just like, oh, I got to go back to the basics.
Mhm.
That's all it is. I got to go back to the basics that got me to where
Yes.
I wanted to be. So I just
Yeah.
thought back to, okay, when was I like my fittest? I was super happy
Mhm.
about my body, how I was performing, how I was looking. Let me
Yep.
just rewind back. Okay, I'm going to
Mhm.
do those same
Yep.
things that got me those results. And as I'm looking over what I've been doing, I got away from those basics.
Yes. Yes. And
So,
and you know what? This is also why it's so important. Why the journaling is so important.
mhm,
Because those moments when things aren't going the way that you would have anticipated, you
yeah.
can reflect back on in your journal and say, oh, I remember I went through something similar to this, and this
Yeah,
is what was
this is what got me
this
out of
this
it.
is all of the evidence that I had, in the past. Like, I wanted this and this happened, keeping like an evidence tracker,
Yes.
and just reminding yourself that, anything is possible. Like,
Mhm.
what you have, remember, you didn't have it
You didn't
before.
always have that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't always have that. So we got to go back to the basics and say, remember when, like, okay, like, well, what did I do to get to the level
To
that
get
I'm
this.
at now?
Yes.
It's the same thing to keep
The
going.
same
And
thing.
even like, when you had mentioned making that investment for goddess level, okay, like, I did this before. It's just a number. I can do it again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's the same repeatable thing. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? When you really get down to, again, like the basics, what you did to get it is what you're going to
Yep.
have to do to keep it.
Hmm.
So if you're starting to feel like it's slipping away, or
Yep.
you're not being consistent there, it's like, okay, let's go back to basics. How did
Yep.
I get here?
Yep.
Let
Yep.
me
Yep.
revisit that and do that again.
Yep.
So another part of our goddess level and our goddess journey is we have traveled the world together.
Yes.
So I wanted to know if you feel comfortable, and you can say no,
Sure. Okay.
if you feel comfortable talking about our first trip to Costa Rica, because
Oh,
that was really big for you for a number of reasons. And I believe that a lot of women will be able to relate to that
yeah.
experience.
Yes.
So if you don't mind sharing.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I listen, I tell this story all the time. Because I'm a New York City girl.
Mhm.
I live in New York. Um, and I have, we have alarms on our doors, we lock our doors, all of that, to protect us. Going to Costa Rica, and mind you, we did not get a foresight, as we got an itinerary, right?
Very
Um,
minimal
yeah,
details.
very minimal details. Only thing we had was a weight requirement for our luggage.
That's
That
it.
yeah. Um, and in hindsight, I'm glad that I didn't have more information,
Hmm.
because my anxiety would have been higher
Yeah.
and I might not have gone. So, yes, Sasha, thank you for not divulging all of the details. But yeah, my first reaction, we get to Costa Rica, get off the plane, and I'm traveling by myself from New York, mind you. I'm not with a group or anything. I'm by myself,
Yeah, because
which I didn't mind. Yeah,
a
a
lot of
lot
the
of
other
people travel
goddesses
together.
had people in the same city,
Yeah,
or they were like
exactly.
meeting at certain like hubs. Denise was the only one
Exactly.
traveling
I
by
was the
herself.
only one traveling by myself, which I didn't mind. It was fine. I wasn't afraid or anything, but it felt really good actually. I didn't have a kids. I didn't have a husband. Like it was really good.
But wasn't it
Um,
your first time leaving your daughter like that?
no, the first retreat that we did was the first time. That one I told them,
Okay.
I said, yeah, I almost really didn't go to that one, because I said, I'm going to Florida to see a group of women that I met on Facebook, never met in person a day in my life. What are you doing?
Doing right.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost did not go to that one for real.
But by the time you got
Um,
to Goddess, you were broken in
yeah.
already, so
Yeah,
you
I
could
was
do
broken in already. I was good. I was ready. I'm like, I'm here for it. Give me more of these. So yeah, Costa Rica. So we get off the plane, we meet each other, then we have to go onto the smaller plane in different groups, because we had to take multiple, we had broken up. Yeah. That was an experience in itself. Traveling, and it was raining. We're on this
Yes.
propeller plane, and the whole time, I think might have been like a 25-minute flight. Like, I was
Hmm.
praying the entire time.
I think I have video of you like
Yes. Yes. So I'm holding, I think it was Marcella's hand. I was holding in the back, and I was just like this the entire time. So, okay, we get off of that. We go into the vans, and we're driving. It's still raining
the
in
roads
the
are not
forest.
paved
The roads are not paved. I was like, literally, I'm in the van, and I
in the
said,
jungle.
we're literally, it's raining and we're in the forest. It's literally a rainforest. Like, my mouth dropped. I cannot believe I'm doing this right now. Then then we get to the location. It was dark. We couldn't see anything.
Couldn't see anything.
We needed the flashlights from our phones just to walk to where we were sleeping. We get there, and we walk into the room, and mine was a hut. Like, I shared one. Yes, it was a hut, and no, like, the windows were just screened, netting on the
No
bed,
windows.
no, like, no locks on the door. Remember, I said
Doors.
I'm from New York. We lock our stuff, we put alarms on. I have protection in my drawer in case something pops off. Like, yeah. Um, No locks on the door, no air conditioning, no TV, no
No
phone. You are
TVs, no modern
disconnected.
amenities.
And you hear the crashing of the waves of the ocean. And when I tell you this, the ocean in Costa Rica is different. Them waves are
Yes.
strong.
Yep.
That's all. When I tell you, I did not sleep that first night.
Oh, but we heard monkeys too.
Oh, yes,
Monkeys,
the
whatever
monkeys.
those were.
I said, God help me. I took a video camera. I sent it to my husband. I videotaped myself and I sent it to my husband. He said, you better not ever complain about finding Coach, going to a Holiday Inn, or nothing ever again.
You're like, no, sir, this was a one-time deal.
Listen, we were one with nature and God.
Yes, we were. Two
No
city girls.
distractions, none whatsoever. The insects, the frogs, the monkeys, the toucans, the macaws,
Oh my goodness. It was a safari.
everything. It was an experience, but truly the most transformational experience I ever had.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. It was the beginning. Truly
Yes.
the beginning of our journey.
So we were completely stripped of all of our material possessions.
Yeah.
And I'm coming there. I got on a Gucci backpack, Louis
I got my
Vuitton.
Louis luggage.
Yeah, and we're in the middle of the freaking rainforest in the jungle with the monkeys.
With the monkeys. Needless to say, we're like, wait a minute, we're goddesses. We're expecting like this luxury
Luxury.
resort. Like
We have heels in our bags. We have our nice dinner attire. We got makeup. We couldn't even put perfume on because we got eaten alive. Girl.
So all of that to say, when you start doing this work, you really gotta strip down. Strip down. The work that we did on that first retreat, how deep we dug and the things that we uprooted.
Yeah. We literally laid on the ground, like everything. And I heard the Spirit of God tell me in that moment, just leave everything here.
Yep.
Oh God.
Ooh, I just transported back there.
Yeah.
I got chills.
I did too. I just had chills. I just remember laying on that ground. We were all in our sarong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just one with the earth and
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And God just leave everything right
here.
When you get up, I got up lighter.
Mm-hmm.
And even our demeanor, when we left and we got ready to go back on our flight, we all looked different. I felt thinner.
Yep.
I felt so much lighter leaving.
Mm-hmm.
It was just such an awesome experience. And I truly desire that experience, that everyone needs to have that once in their lifetime.
Absolutely.
To really have a moment like that.
So, I mean, that's a big part of why I wanted to have you on. I talk a lot about mentorship and the importance of community. We have the same mentor. She's awesome. Yes. But the added benefit of the connection that we've been able to build and the sisterhood that we have where we can just call each other. Like, I don't have to retell you my dramas or the things that I've worked on. If I call you and I start saying something, you're like, girl, remember such and such, or like, we're not doing that. I know you got the problem with that. That's gone. No, remember we left that. Like, it's a different level. Like, we all have our friends and our family that we had prior to this, but the
Yeah.
bond that we have as a community, a sisterhood who have
Yes.
went on this journey together, our ascension, our elevation,
Yes.
it is key. I know it's key to
Yes.
my success in my business, my success in my
Absolutely.
marriage, my success in how I'm able to guide and lead others.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
just been life-changing.
Yeah, I would definitely say mentorship was that one key in making success in all the areas that I've achieved.
Yes.
Mentorship was that thing, because if we could have done it on our own, we would have done it
We would have
already.
done it.
Yeah,
We would have done it.
we
And,
would have done it
we both
years ago.
have
Yeah.
shared how many different things we have tried. It's not like, oh, this was our first thing and we lucked up on
No,
it.
we
No,
tried to do it on our own. It didn't work.
it did not
You
work.
you 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 definitely need a mentor in your life, and there's mentors for different aspects of your life as well.
Yeah. And
You
it's
know.
so important to call out the fact that
Mhm.
it's okay to have mentors for different things. Like when I
Mhm.
tell people I'm a love guide, they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I never thought about having a love
Yeah.
guide. I need
Yeah.
one." And it's like, yes, like for every area of your life that you
Mhm.
want to be successful in. When you want to lose weight,
Absolutely.
there's a personal trainer.
There's a
When you
coach.
want to work
Yeah.
on your
Exactly.
finances, there's a
Yeah.
finance
Financial
person.
coach. Mhm.
So why would
Yep.
love be any different? You
Yeah.
know what I
No,
mean?
absolutely. Absolutely.
So we could talk for days.
I
Like you
know.
all
I
are
know.
just like hearing how we normally carry on. So I'm just gonna close out this episode. We always like to leave the viewers with one tip that they could implement immediately and start getting benefits. So just consider, our journey becoming
Mhm.
goddesses. And what is the one tip that you could give any woman that's watching now that she could implement immediately and start getting some benefit?
Oh, wow. I mean, the one thing for me is always just to start on that road for personal development. Because you have to work on self first before
Mm-hmm.
you can work on anything else
Do anything
externally in your
else?
life, whether it's your marriage, your finances, your career. Like, you have to focus on you,
Yep.
focus on you so much that the focus becomes you.
Yes. Yes, I love that. That is perfect because I agree. That is the beginning of it all, self.
Yes.
So, my one tip would be find community.
Mm,
Find community because the community you have now is like your
mhm.
friends, maybe coworkers, maybe
Yeah.
certain family, but they know you as the you are now.
Now. Mm-hmm.
You need to
Not the
find a
person.
community for the you are becoming.
Yes,
They are going to
absolutely.
walk with you, support you, give you
Mhm.
accountability, share with you. You won't feel alone.
Absolutely.
So it makes the journey easier, more relaxed, more enjoyable. So get your
Absolutely.
community. All right. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Deneise, for being
Um,
here on this episode of Lip Gloss Lessons.
Absolutely. Thank
Um,
you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. So please, you all stay tuned, for the next episode of Lip Gloss Lessons. But until then, you can check out the other episodes. There is a playlist on my YouTube channel, Destination Diana. You can check out the previous episodes. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you have a guest that you would like for me to interview, you can email your suggestions or your feedback about the show to Diana@destinationdiana.com. And just remember, intentional action is just
Mhm.
like lip gloss. A little bit
Yes.
can make a big difference.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.